Hello and welcome to Easy English Listening Practice. Today we will follow Liam and Sophie on a camping trip. They want a quiet weekend in nature, but during the night, they hear something outside their tent. What is it? Let's find out. Liam and Sophie were excited. It was Friday afternoon, and they were going camping for the weekend. They had planned the trip for 2 weeks. Liam packed his camera, a flashlight, and a warm jacket. Sophie packed food, water, blankets, and a small first aid kit. They wanted to spend 2 peaceful days near a mountain lake. No busy streets, no loud traffic, no crowded cafes, just fresh air, trees, birds, and quiet water. Liam smiled as he checked his backpack. "This is going to be a relaxing trip," he said. Sophie laughed. "I hope so," she replied. "But with us, something interesting always happens." Liam looked at her and smiled. He had a feeling she was right. After a long drive through the countryside, Liam and Sophie finally arrived at the campsite. The campsite was beautiful. Tall trees surrounded the area. A clear lake sparkled in the afternoon sunlight. Small wooden signs pointed to different places: lake trail, campfire area, forest walk, information desk. Sophie stepped out of the car and took a deep breath. "The air feels amazing," she said. Liam looked around with quiet happiness. "It's perfect," he said. There were other campers nearby, but the place was not too crowded. Some people were setting up tents. Some children were playing near the trees. A couple was cooking lunch beside their camper van. Everything felt peaceful. Sophie picked up her backpack. "Come on," she said. "Let's find our campsite before it gets late." Their campsite was close to the lake, but not too close. It was under 2 tall pine trees. The ground was flat, and there was enough space for their tent, bags, and a small picnic table. Liam opened the tent bag and took out the poles. Sophie read the instructions. "Step 1, she said. "Lay the tent flat on the ground." Liam nodded. "That sounds easy." But it was not as easy as they expected. One pole went the wrong way. Then the tent turned sideways. Then the wind blew part of it into Liam's face. Sophie tried not to laugh. Liam looked at her through the tent fabric. "This is not funny," he said. Sophie laughed anyway. After 20 minutes, they finally set up the tent. It was not perfect, but it was standing. Sophie stepped back and looked at it proudly. "Our home for tonight," she said. Liam smiled. "I hope it survives the night." After setting up the tent, they decided to explore the forest trail. The path was quiet and shaded. Sunlight passed through the leaves and made soft patterns on the ground. Birds sang above them. The air smelled fresh, like trees and earth. Liam carried his camera around his neck. Sophie carried a small water bottle. They walked slowly, enjoying the peaceful sounds of nature. "This is exactly what I needed," Sophie said. "A break from everything." Liam nodded. "Me too." They passed tall trees, small rocks, and tiny mushrooms growing near the path. A squirrel ran across the trail and climbed a tree. Sophie stopped and pointed. "Look!" Liam quickly lifted his camera, but the squirrel disappeared. He lowered the camera and laughed. "Too fast." Sophie smiled. "Maybe next time." A little farther down the trail, they found a small open area filled with wildflowers. There were yellow flowers, purple flowers, and tiny white flowers. Butterflies moved gently from one flower to another. Sophie knelt beside the flowers. "They're beautiful," she said. Liam adjusted his camera. He liked taking photographs of small details. A flower in sunlight, a leaf after rain, quiet path, a simple moment. He took several photos. Click, click, click. Sophie watched him carefully. "You really love photography, don't you?" she asked. Liam smiled. "Yes, it helps me notice things." Sophie looked at the flowers again. "I understand," she said. "Sometimes small things are the most beautiful." Liam took one more photo. This time, Sophie was in the picture, smiling beside the wildflowers. By midday, they returned to the campsite and prepared lunch beside the lake. Sophie opened a picnic bag. Inside were sandwiches, fruit, bottled water, and a packet of chocolate biscuits. Liam sat at the wooden table and looked at the lake. The water was calm and blue. Mountains stood far away in the distance. A few ducks swam near the shore. "This is much better than eating at home," Liam said. Sophie handed him a sandwich. "Everything tastes better outside," she said. They ate slowly and talked about their week. Sophie told Liam about a difficult project at work. Liam told Sophie about a photo he wanted to enter in a local competition. They did not need to hurry. They did not need to check the time. For a while, the world felt simple. Just lunch, a lake, and good company. After lunch, they walked closer to the water. The lake was even more beautiful up close. The surface reflected the sky like a mirror. The mountains looked soft and blue in the distance. A gentle wind moved across the water. Sophie stood quietly for a moment. "I wish I could stay here for a week," she said. Liam took a photo of the lake. Then he lowered his camera. "Some places make you feel calm immediately," he said. Sophie nodded. "This is one of them." They sat on a large rock near the shore. Neither of them spoke for a while. They simply watched the water. Sometimes silence felt awkward, but with Liam and Sophie, silence felt comfortable. It was the kind of silence that meant they were both happy. Later in the afternoon, they decided to gather firewood for the campfire. There was a small fire pit near their tent. The campsite rules said campers could only use dry wood from the firewood area. So Liam and Sophie followed a sign that said, "Firewood Station." They picked up small pieces of dry wood and placed them in a basket. Sophie also collected a few thin sticks to help start the fire. Liam carried the heavier pieces. "This should be enough," he said. Sophie looked at the basket. "For dinner, yes." Then she smiled. "For warmth, maybe not." Liam raised an eyebrow. "Are you planning to sit by the fire all night?" Sophie laughed. "Maybe. I like campfires." Liam smiled. "Then we should get a little more." In the evening, Liam and Sophie walked back to the lake to watch the sunset. The sun was low in the sky. Golden light spread across the water. The lake looked like it was glowing. Sophie stood beside Liam and folded her arms. "This is the most beautiful sunset I've seen in a long time," she said. Liam lifted his camera and took a few photos. Then he stopped. Some moments felt too beautiful to only look at through a camera. He lowered the camera and watched the sunset with his own eyes. Then he kept his camera in his backpack. Sophie noticed and smiled. "No photo?" she asked. "Just one," Liam said. "Then I want to remember it myself." They stood quietly until the sun disappeared behind the mountains. The air became cooler. The first stars appeared in the sky. After watching the sunset, Liam started the campfire carefully. Sophie prepared a simple dinner. They cooked vegetable soup in a small pot and toasted bread over the fire. The smell of warm food filled the air. The fire made soft crackling sounds. Sophie sat on a camping chair and held her bowl of soup. "This is perfect," she said. Liam tasted the soup. "It's really good." Sophie smiled proudly. "Of course, I made it." Liam laughed. The day was ending, but the best part of camping was just beginning. The campfire glowed warmly between them. Around them, other campers were also cooking, talking, and laughing. Felt friendly and peaceful. That night, the sky was clear. There were hundreds of stars above the campsite. In the city, Liam and Sophie could rarely see so many stars. But here, far from city lights, the sky looked endless. They sat beside the campfire with warm drinks. Sophie looked up. "It feels like the whole sky is open," she said. Liam nodded. "It makes everything else feel small." Sophie smiled softly. In a good way. They talked about places they wanted to visit one day. Sophie wanted to see the northern lights. Liam wanted to photograph a quiet village after snowfall. They both wanted to travel more. Not quickly, not just to take pictures, but slowly, to enjoy each place properly. The fire became smaller. The night became quieter. Finally, Sophie yawned. "I think it's time to sleep." Liam made sure the fire was completely out. Sophie checked their bags and zipped the tent closed. Inside the tent, it was cozy but small. Their sleeping bags were placed side by side. A small lantern hung from the top of the tent. Sophie placed her phone, water bottle, and flashlight beside her. Liam placed his camera carefully in his bag. Outside, the forest was quiet. They could hear crickets. They could hear the wind moving gently through the trees. "This is nice," Sophie said sleepily. Liam smiled. "Yes, very peaceful." A few minutes later, Sophie fell asleep. Liam stayed awake a little longer, listening to the night sounds. Then his eyes slowly closed. The campsite became silent. For a while, everything was calm. Sometime after midnight, Liam suddenly woke up. At first, he did not know why. Outside, the tent was dark. The campsite was quiet. Then he heard it. Rustle, rustle, scratch, scratch. Liam opened his eyes wider. The sound was coming from outside the tent. He stayed very still and listened. Rustle, rustle. Something was moving near their campsite. Sophie woke up and whispered, "Liam." Liam turned his head slowly. "Yes. Did you hear that?" Liam nodded. Even though she could barely see him, the sound came again. This time it was closer. Scratch, scratch. Sophie sat up quickly. "What is that?" Liam reached for the flashlight. "I don't know." Liam held the flashlight in one hand. His other hand slowly reached for the tent zipper. Sophie watched him nervously. "Are you going outside?" she whispered. Liam paused. "I was thinking about it." Sophie stared at him. "Thinking about it?" Liam gave a small nervous smile. "I'm still deciding." The sound came again. This time, something bumped softly against the side of the tent. Both of them froze. Sophie grabbed her blanket. Liam turned on the flashlight. A bright beam of light filled the tent. Outside, something moved. Liam took a deep breath. "Okay," he whispered. "I'm going to look." "Be careful," Sophie said. Liam slowly unzipped the tent. The cool night air entered. Liam pointed the flashlight outside. First, he saw nothing. Only trees, grass, their picnic table, and shadows. Then something moved near the food bag. Sophie whispered from behind him, "What do you see?" Liam narrowed his eyes. "I see something." The shadow moved again. It was small. Then another shadow appeared. And another. Liam held the flashlight steady. The three shadows were walking around the campsite. One of them climbed onto the picnic bench. Another pushed its nose into a paper bag. The third one pulled something shiny from the ground. Sophie moved closer. "Is it dangerous?" she whispered. Liam was silent for a second. Then his shoulders relaxed. "No," he said. "I don't think so." Liam shone the flashlight toward the picnic table. 3 raccoons stared back at him. Their eyes glowed in the light. One raccoon was holding a packet of chocolate biscuits. Another had its paws inside Sophie's snack bag. The third raccoon looked completely innocent. Sophie stared at them. Then she looked at the snack bag. "Oh no," she whispered. "I forgot to put the biscuits away." One raccoon pulled the packet free and jumped off the bench. The second raccoon followed. The third raccoon grabbed a small empty wrapper and ran after them. For a moment, Liam and Sophie just watched. The raccoons disappeared into the forest with their prize. Then Sophie said, "They stole our dessert." Liam lowered the flashlight. They completed their own challenge. For 1 second, everything was quiet. Then Sophie started laughing. Liam tried to stay serious, but he couldn't. He laughed too. The fear disappeared completely. They were not in danger. There was no monster, no mystery animal, no scary stranger. Just 3 hungry raccoons with excellent teamwork. Sophie wiped tears of laughter from her eyes. "I was so scared," she said. Liam smiled. "Me too." "You were." "Of course," Liam said. "I was just trying to look brave." Sophie laughed again. "You did not look brave." Liam raised an eyebrow. "I looked a little brave." "A little," Sophie said. They closed the snack bag and put all the food safely in the car. Then they returned to the tent. Before sleeping, Sophie whispered, "Next time, we need better food security." Liam replied, "And fewer biscuits." The next morning, sunlight filled the campsite. Birds sang in the trees. The lake was calm and bright. Liam and Sophie made a simple breakfast. Bread, fruit, and coffee. No biscuits. Sophie looked at the empty snack bag and smiled. "I still can't believe they took them." Liam laughed. They were professionals. After breakfast, they walked to the lake one last time. The morning air was cool and fresh. Liam set up his camera on a small rock. He and Sophie stood together with the lake behind them. The camera timer blinked. 3, 2, 1, click. It was their final photo of the trip. Sophie looked at the picture and smiled. This was a good adventure. Liam nodded. Not exactly relaxing, but memorable, Sophie said. Liam smiled. Yes, very memorable. As they packed their bags and left the campsite, Sophie looked back at the trees. "Should we come camping again?" she asked. Liam thought for a moment. Then he smiled. "Yes, but next time," he said. "We hide the biscuits first." Sophie laughed, and together they walked toward their next adventure. Thank you for watching. See you in the next easy English listening practice. Goodbye.